guys, it's Amy Astro here, and guess what time it is? It's time to record an intro for the next video. And well, I recorded the video yesterday. It was supposed to glue on to the video that was released yesterday, but life got away and that video was going to be way too long, so I split it into two videos. Alright, bonus video weekend is what we've got here. So let me tell you what we're going to talk about in this video. This video, we're going to take the new QHY 268M camera and connect it to the new filter wheel version 3. Now, there's some trials and tribulations going along with it, and there was a plethora of screws that we had to deal with. Way more than I was anticipating. But by the end of this video, we are going to have it connected, okay? So just bear with me as we get it all figured out together. This is me running in cold. I have not looked at the instructions. I had not done anything prior to recording this. So this is like what you would experience if you had to install this yourself. And the bonus is I'm going through all the trials and tribulations. You're going to have the easy way to get it all done quickly, okay? So let me tell you about a few video issues that you're going to notice in this video here, so you're prepared for it, because I know in the past I've had wind chimes that will drive you crazy. In this video, it is lawn mowing day, so you're going to hear that in the background, and that might drive you just a little bit crazy, but I'm sorry, the yard looks great. As you can see, it is azalea season here in Augusta. Gorgeous time of year to be here. So, one, you're going to hear the lawnmower. Two, recording inside, auto exposure on the camera is going to go light and dark depending on the clouds and the sun. Sorry, newbie problem. I got to figure out how to fix all that, and I'll get to it. But enough of me rambling. Don't you want to see how I get all this stuff connected? So, here we go, into the video. I forgot to tell you guys one quick thing. A viewer requested in the video that I launched yesterday that I show you exactly how to install the filters into the filter wheel and the correct positioning, because I'm dealing with 36mm unmounted filters and they're not labeled. They're a little bit confusing. So I saw your comment and I will do that in the next video. So stay tuned for that, alright? Now, let's get going. Alright guys, so let's go ahead and start with the process of getting the filter wheel attached to the new QHY mono camera here. And they came with this nice set of instructions, and oddly enough, this came in the camera box, not in the filter box. So just keep note of that, so don't lose this piece of paper. But it tells me to first remove all the outside screws, and it's talking about the ones on this side, not on this side, because why? There are no screws. So we're going to go ahead and start with removing all of these screws. Alright, so all the screws have been removed. Now we're going to take off the cover. I'm going to set that aside. And this is what it looks like on the inside. It says, if you're using the QHY 268M, we recommend you only fix these 4 screws above. Okay? That is firm enough, and you needn't. If you're using a QHY 268M, we recommend you only fix these 4 screws above. That is firm enough, and you needn't remove the filter holder. Okay, so they're talking about the 4 screws above. Where are they? 4 screws. I see 2 there. Okay, let's see. I'm missing something. Okay, well, obviously I see the 2 screws that they're talking about here, and they say there's 2 more screws up here. And I'm not seeing how I can gain access to them without removing this holder plate. I can see them, but I don't see how to get to them. I am just rotating the filter wheel right now just to see if I can get a glance if any one of them is different. Okay. As their picture shows, if I have it lined up this way, I will see those other 2 screws. And I do not. It makes me wonder if this set of instructions was written for a larger filter. Okay, if you want to use the whole 6 screws, you need to remove these 4 screws in the center. I have 3 screws. And then you can fix the other 2 screws. Okay, that just, why not? So I need to remove 3 screws, because I have 3, not 4. So this has to be written for a different, oh, it says CFW3 with this camera. They must have had a different version out when they created this set of instructions. So that's just a little bit confusing. I just checked the box again, made sure there was no more instructions in there. I am going to remove 3 screws and hope that's right. But I'm not convinced that that will work. Alright, here we go. 3 screws have been removed. Okay, this guy slides right up. And where the little circuit board is, I'll have to lift it out so I don't knock it out of place. Okay, I'm going to set this aside carefully so I keep things lined up. And now, you see I have access to all of the screws. And it says 1, 2, 3, 4, there's 5 screws. Then fixed filters you have 1, 2. Alright, let's start taking these out and see what happens. Now QHY, if you guys would like a technical writer on how to write instructions, give me a call. I might be able to help you out with that. I'm pretty good at that stuff. Alright, there we go. And this nose piece is now removed. It's a little odd I have to dissect this so much to get things to work. I'll set this aside. Now what is the next step? Then fix the filters you have and install the removed part back. It's done. We need some writing help, guys. Alright, I think it would be best if I just looked at the pictures and go from there. So this now connects to the camera. Let's go ahead and take off the lens cap. Okay. I have 6 screws there. I have 6 screws here. Okay. So here's the sensor here. Let's see if there's a special way that all these line up. Okay. That looks like it'll work. So I need to remove these 6 screws to get this outer flange off. Now, if you guys are keeping up with this count of screws that I've already removed, I have 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 on the outside of the filter wheel, 3 in the center, and I had 6 to remove the nose piece here from the filter case, and now I'm taking off 6 more. I've got all these little mini piles. Let's pray we don't sneeze and a cat does not jump up here, which is very possible. They do that a lot. Typically, if I have a computer and a keyboard, there's something about that keyboard cats seem to like to sit on. But the one thing that bothers me right now about doing all of this is I really don't like having my sensor open to the air right now. I really prefer the first time that I take a camera out of the box and I remove the lens cap, I like to immediately connect it to the flattener and put it in the telescope and not worry about any dust. Right now I am exposing this to pine pollen season, which as much as I would like it not to be in the house, it's impossible. There is pine pollen everywhere here for about a month. And pine pollen is kind of sticky. Once it decides to sit, it's there, and it takes a lot to wash it down. All right, coming up on the last one here. Yeah, I'm also afraid I'm going to drop a screw on the sensor. Okay, last screw. Now I'll take off this flange here. This was a 54 to 4 millimeter that they had on here. I'll remove that, and I should be able to take this. I'm trying to line up to where I think the, oh goodness. I'm trying to line up the flat side here to be my position 0. And that looks to be pretty good. And that keeps it flush. Now, if I was to buy the part from Precise Parts, it would have this filter wheel, or the ZWO filter wheel, sit about 3 millimeters off. And I'm afraid that would cause some vignetting. And because of that fear, I'm not really willing to spend that extra $150 to get the part made. Like I said earlier, it's you guys have to make that call, whether you want to spend $150 and it work or not work. Balls in y'all's court. But again, if those who work with Precise Parts would like to contact me, I would be happy to talk with you. And because if we did get it to work, that's potential money to be made. Okay, so I'm going to reuse the same screws they sent me. Let's see if that's going to be too much. Okay, because they also sent me a whole bunch of other screws here. It's like a buffet of screws here of everything that they sent me. But without the instructions telling me, if you do this, change to this screw, it's a little difficult. So I'm going to put one in carefully and just see where it lands me. I might need a shorter screw, I'm not sure. Okay, feels like it's caught. And it's in there. Okay. Line these guys up. Now, some of you guys may notice I'm actually a little bit redder than normal. And let me tell you what I did. I went to Deerlick Astronomy Village last weekend because it was the first amount of clear sky we had, and the moon was not going to rise until about 1:30 or 2:30 in the morning. So it made for a fairly decent night. What it didn't do was it decided to get extremely, extremely cold. It was probably closer to the mid to high 20 degrees Fahrenheit outside. I had frost on my tent. It was very, very cold and even cold in the morning. But during the day, it got rather warm. It was in the high 70s. And in the middle of the day, I was going to go out and fly my drone that I got for Christmas. You know, it's private property. It's a good place to learn how to drive. And according to the guys, I fly my drone like I drive my car. And I'm not sure that was a compliment. But I had one of my star buddies call me out across the field, and they needed some help. And what they were having to do was recollimate their refractor. Now, typically, we don't need to recollimate our refractors. They're pretty rock solid. But he had an oops moment and dropped it. And he had noticed the night before that it appeared to be out of collimation. So I stopped and I helped him. I've never done this before, but it is really a two-person job to accomplish it because our arms are just not long enough to reach the end of the telescope, make the fine-tune adjustments while looking through the eyepiece and all that. But that involved me being in the sun for 2 hours in the heat of the day. So I got a little extra crispy. I'm not used to getting sunburned. I have fair skin, and there's a reason I do stars. Because the sun is powerful. Very, very powerful. All right, we've got all those attached. Nice and secure. I used the same screws that were already there. I'm happy with this. Okay, so now, and carefully take the filter wheel now and place it back on here. Moving it, you see this little circuit board piece here? Slide it gently up underneath there so you don't knock it. I don't know if you guys can tell here, but underneath that circuit board, there is just a fine little gap, and that's where I have to slip this into, and I was just having a little bit of a hard time because I want to make sure I slide into that gap without hurting anything. I was looking. There is not a thinner side on this to slide into, so just be real careful with this. I'm very grateful that my filters are not in the wheel quite yet. There we go. So let's line up where the screw holes are. There they are, okay? And now see, for the 3 screw holes, I'm going to put these 3 smaller screws back in. There we go. That's not so bad. Now all I have to do is put in the filters. I'll have to take them out of the ZWO, drop them in here. They're 36mm unmounted. And they've given me these little gaskets and small screws to attach them in with. So that's going to be really easy to do. And then the last thing I'm going to have to do is come back and put this case on after that I've made sure that there's no dust in here or as little dust as humanly possible. I will come back and I will use the same screws that it came with and close them all up. Will I? Something seems like it's missing here. You know what? I need to figure out which one of these adapters that came with the camera is going to allow my field flattener to thread up to it. So I need to take the field flattener out of my other camera and connect it, but honestly what I need to do first is go take my flats from this weekend before I can take it apart, or I have just null and voided all of the images that I took this last weekend. And the images that I took while I was out at Deerlick was of the Iris Nebula over there in the north, and what other one did I do? Oh, I attempted to do a panorama image of the rosette. Now, the rosette was practically setting, so I didn't have a whole lot of time. And I did an HA, oxygen, and sulfur on 2 panels, and I plan on stitching those together. They're only going to have about 15 images per filter, but that's okay. You know, it's the end of the season. It'll still be a great image. I'm really excited to get that one done. So I think that's what we've got for this video. The next time that you should see this, I'll have the filters already in here. It'll be attached to the Ravenscope, and I hope that we will be under some dark skies and getting some images for you, because this baby is long, well past due getting its first light. So, and I'm really grateful to QHY for sending all this to me. Even though it took a long time to get the whole kit together, I'm really excited to get those first light images because the ones that I've seen out there so far have been spectacular. And yeah, I'm just really excited. So guys, I'm Amy Astro. If you guys like this kind of content, please consider subscribing to my channel. Hit that like button, hit the alert bell so you know when I upload new Astro related material. I love having each and every one of you follow me along on this journey. If you have ideas for future videos, leave them in the comments below or follow me over there on the About page in YouTube and you'll find my email address. Send me a comment that way and I will do my very best to accommodate you with a future video. Now, as of right now, my actual website has been down for about a week. It's probably going to be down for another week longer. Why? Because I'm changing over from Squarespace to WordPress so I can add other additional features that I wasn't able to do while I was over there with Squarespace. So just be patient with me while I learn a whole nother platform to get that up and running. And once I get that website up and running, we are going to get our giveaway up and running also. That was kind of another thing that spurred me to change my website was I have a giveaway ready for you. When I hit 5,000 subscribers, I had Altair, Astro, Land, Sea, and Sky, and Deerlick Astronomy Village come together and provide us with 3 wonderfully amazing giveaway prizes, okay? You guys are going to want to hang around for this because this is going to be eligible for current subscribers and new subscribers, okay? So just watch for my website to come back online and hopefully I'll have all that ironed out in the next week or 2, okay? So hang on, it's coming. I promise you it's coming. I am working very hard on this. I am learning a whole lot of new stuff just to keep you guys, you know, just to, how do I even want to say this? I just want to give this stuff to you guys. But the only way I can do that is if I learn how to make my website to make it possible. All right, so be patient with me. It's coming, y'all. And so until the next video, guys, I'm wishing you guys some great health, clear skies, and I'm looking forward to seeing you guys again real soon. Take care, y'all. I love each and every one of y'all. Goodbye.